If I'm hiring somebody with a high school diploma and an associate's degree or a CDA, their value is not the same as somebody with a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD. It is absolutely not the same. And you are lying to yourself as a policymaker, my name is Miss Sam. I am the owner of Taylor Active Learning Yale Dem Academy, where we serve children 6 weeks to 13 years of age. We are an early learning and care facility, and we're located on the west side of Cleveland. Today, I want to talk about how to find an excellent childcare center that's right for your kids. You really have to know what you're looking for. I noticed in the city that I'm in, we're recycling employees. And what does that mean? That means that the employees I had 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 6 months ago, they're actually going to other centers. There is no new workforce they're going into a K-12 environment. And because there is no new workforce, the same behaviors that you see in employees, it's just all of it. Like the behaviors are recycling and they do things to children. I don't tolerate those here, but I'm hearing the qualified people, the people who like leave the child care centers and they go into the K-12 environment. They're only working in the child care centers in the morning to make their pay, like their daily pay, so that they can have more money during the summer. But they're like, it's just little childish behaviors. Like, how are you 45 years old and you're sitting back talking about children and you're calling children names? The only name a child should be called is the name that their mother gave them, the name that's on their birth certificate. You don't have the right to call a child anything but their name. If a child has a need that's not the normal need, so they have a disability, that's not your place to call them out on it. Because if it was your child, you wouldn't want someone to do your child like that. We have to come to a place where we respect people with the respect that they deserve. And that's even a child. If you do not want to play with the child, teach a child, interact with the child, you need to find another career. And people will tell you one thing when you go into the center and they will do something completely different while your child is there. There's a difference between when a child is crying because they just woke up, and now because they've been up all night, because you let them be up all night, you let them be up to 3 o'clock in the morning, and now you turn around, you wake them up at 6 o'clock in the morning, they got to go to childcare. They ain't had enough sleep, they tired. You got to put them in bed 8:30, 9 o'clock. That's when the child should be in bed. And because you don't understand that, that's a cry for I'm tired, right? But there's a difference when the child has went to bed at 8:30, 9 o'clock. We don't even say 10 o'clock, and you wake them up at 5 or 6 o'clock to get ready to go to school. And when they get to that center, they start crying. No, Ma, don't leave me. I want to go with you. Da-da-da-da. Like they are literally having a fit. That's not the place for your child. Somebody is doing something to your child there at the center. You know, it's powerful when an administrator has a team and her team respects her, or when an administrator has a team and his team respects him. That's a powerful thing. That's what you need to look for. You need to look for when the staff says great things about their boss, when the boss is not even around. You need to look for a child care center that says great things about your child. Do they hug your child when your child leaves? Do they hug your child when your child comes in the building? Do they say good morning to you and your child? Do they say goodbye to you and your child? Do they make sure your child gives them a hug before they leave? Is your child excited to see that individual? If all of those things are happening, that's a great place for your child. If it's not happening, it's not a great place. The reason why I started a child care center or wrote the business plan in 2009 was because I myself was looking for a center in the city of Cleveland, located in Ohio, and I could not find one. I put my daughter through 4 centers, and we finally ended up at achievement centers only because that was the only place that I didn't have any issues or heard of anything from my daughter. At the achievement centers at the time, there were students who had disabilities and students who did not have disabilities. And my daughter happened to not have a disability. And they worked together with the students to teach them behaviors that students with no disabilities had and to teach a compassion for students who did have disabilities. And it was perfect. And we followed one lady because she was an excellent teacher. When I say excellent teacher, she was an excellent teacher. Her mother was my teacher. And she has now passed away at an early age. But the things she covered were, and the way she cared for the child, it was just top tier. And so every time she moved, I moved with her. When she became an administrator, my daughter and my son went to her child care center because I knew she was about making sure that her teachers adhered to the state rules and making sure that she adhered to the state rules, and that no child would be tormented or tortured or talked about in her care. The parent's worst nightmare is that I left my child with you and you did not treat them with respect, care, and dignity that all humans deserve. That's different. I didn't say love. I said respect, care, and dignity. That's how everyone, your child should not be getting tapped on the top of their head or, knocked down or called out their name. None of those behaviors should be happening. But when I talk to teachers who are really passionate about children and passionate about the field, those are the things they say continually happens. How are you out on the playground? Your job is to monitor children. Your job is to interact with children. And you're sitting on the side in a chair on your cell phone. You're not monitoring children. You're monitoring your cell phone. That behavior has to end. It has to end. The state is expecting from us the ability to hire people of my caliber, people who are degreed. And I'm not talking about associates. I'm talking about a bachelor's or higher. They want us to hire people who love children. They want us to teach a curriculum that is research backed. We have to have a workforce that comprehends, that understands, that has a passion and a love for children. If I'm hiring somebody with a high school diploma and an associate's degree or a CDA, their value is not the same as somebody with a bachelor's or a master's or a PhD. It is absolutely not the same. And you are lying to yourself as a policymaker, as a rule enforcer, to think that we would be able to hire someone based off of the amount that you pay us a week to care for a child. We need the same amount that you give for a K-12 environment. That amount never changes. It only increases every year, regardless if that kid is in kindergarten or that kid is in 12th grade. That's the same type of pay structure that should be in early childhood education, so that we can hire a student that is graduating from college with their early childhood degree. We don't have to worry about hiring someone who has a high school diploma because that's all our budget can fit in. So I want, as parents, to look for those things. Look for those little things. Are the kids' artwork displayed? Are the kids happy in the center? You can come one day and they thaw. Does an adult go over there and pat them, pick them up in their arms and tell them it's going to be okay while you're there, or pat their back? Or are they like, stop crying, you shouldn't be crying, you just failed, get on up? No, it's going to be okay. You a big girl, you a big boy. Okay, let's go wash it off with some soap and water. Are they showing you the care that they provide for children? Or when you walk in, are they on their phone and then they see you come in, so they hide it? So let me know your comments below. I want to make sure I tell you to subscribe, comment, like, and share. But in advance, I thank you for your support. I really do. It means a lot to me. I don't know how much longer I'll be in this space, but what I do know, I have enjoyed the journey. I have treated children with respect and love. I have made a lasting impression. I have impacted lives, and that makes me happy inside. I've lived a very great life because of my families and because of the choices that I've made, good and bad. It has taught me great life lessons that I would be willing to share with anybody. So with that, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.